RIU Palace Kukulkan. This is the hottest RIU in Cancun right now, and RIU's attempt at the perfect all-inclusive resort. In terms of location, it's excellent. We have live Aqua next door. The Isla Shopping Center just steps away. Adults only, need I say more? The food for a RIU is phenomenal. It's the most polished RIU property I've ever encountered in my life. And in terms of action, this is the RIU Republica, the RIU Reggae of Cancun. What could have RIU possibly missed? This is RIU Palace Kukulkan, Cancun. RIU Palace Kukulkan. Finally, I am here, the hottest RIU resort in Cancun. This place is wild. It's been nonstop chaos since the moment I walked in, screaming in the lobby, just tons of energy down at the pool. This weather is absolutely fantastic. I love this location right next to live Aqua. The Isla Shopping Center just steps away. I got an upgraded room. There is so much to fill you in on, but as of right now, I'm not letting this perfect weather escape me for a minute. I declare today pool day. Wow, it is hot out here. Too hot to be wearing this. This is a huge mistake. Speaking of mistakes, the pool design here, sheer laziness. If you put a bunch of 6-year-olds in a classroom, I promise you, the collective of that group could come up with a better pool design than rectangle, rectangle, square. They're super small, they're shapeless, it's inexcusable and lazy. And speaking of lazy, we have major problems with the beach. Huge problems. I'm gonna have to kind of redesign my schedule and my concept for this video because that's a major setback as well. Overall, I did like the pool, lots of energy, lots of action, fun crowd, fantastic drinks. I think as a side project, I'm gonna try to work my way around the drink menu here and see how far I can go. Lots of delicious ones on the menu for sure. After the pool, I went back up to the room, changed into this, sadly. But before this, I went to the lobby bar, which I absolutely love. Dark motif, 1920s, 1930s kind of prohibition style. I love the mood and the accent lighting, just the overall theme. I had a Spanish coffee, had a Bloody Mary, had a pina colada, and conveniently, by the way, the coffee shop is on the other side of it, on the flip side, which I will definitely be spending time at. I'm gonna get things started for dining at the best restaurant here, Cristal. Big day today here at RIU Palace Kukulkan. I'm off to the beach. I'm gonna show you that nightmare. But before that, I'm taking you to the breakfast buffet. Outside the one in Costa Rica, it's probably the best one I've seen at any RIU up until this point. It is beyond legitimate. Real quick, Cristal, here is something I never thought I'd be saying in my life ever. I miss the old Cristal. I do. Well, let me clarify. I miss the old style. The new menu is absolutely an upgrade, but I miss the old style. Even though it was something straight out of a Miami Vice episode or a mob boss movie, it had style, it had substance. Yes, it was over the top and outdated and tacky, but it was unapologetic and it had personality. The new design language at the new Cristal is, dare I say, bland. So as they say in the UFC, pound for pound, value-wise, that might even be a better buffet than what is going on at RIU Guanacaste or RIU Palace, Costa Rica. It isn't as large, but it is stations galore. Bloody Mary station, fruit station, Mexican station, dual omelet stations, a dedicated French toast and pancake station that is producing actual pancakes and French toast, not the usual flimsy, paltry, poor excuses for waffles and pancakes that you find at a RIU, but thick cuts, big cuts, chocolate chips, fruits. There is a lot to like about the buffet here in the morning here at RIU Palace Kukulkan. And spoiler, dinner is even better. I want to pop in there sometime, either tonight or tomorrow night, to show you what that's all about. As of right now, it is time for the beach. Are you ready? All right, we got major problems with this beach. This beach is a trip killer, a mood changer, a deal breaker perhaps. I'm not really sure what to say. It's pathetic, it is lazy, it's an insult. This is not a premium property, but it is a premium RIU. And I know lesser RIUs that maintain their beach. I'm not sure why this one is not. Live Aqua next door is a great indication of what this beach could be. And although I'm not one to speak about potential, I live in the real world, reality, not actuality. This beach does have some bright spots. I like how the palm trees line the entire area. It's very obvious what is on the RIU property and what is not. Also, they provide some shade and some personality. And I like the dual use staircase. They have loungers and day beds on the staircase that's in between the pools and the beach. They're shaded, they're comfortable, and it's a really convenient place to chill if you don't want to fully commit to a beach day. I am weirdly excited about dinner tonight. Before I head down there, let me show you this room very quickly. This is the entry-level layout here at RIU Palace Kukulkan. Right off the entryway is the water closet. Great for entertainment, also great for privacy. On the flip side of that is the bathroom area. This gorgeous, oversized circular mirror is super cool, chic, and classy. The three different types of LED accents really give it some moxie. Below that, we have dual sinks, and then below that, we have dual robes. Just to remind you that you're staying at a RIU Palace. Tucked away all the way in back is a step-in shower. This thing is oversized. This floor-to-ceiling smoke frosted glass is super chic and classy as well. Inside there are two gigantic shelves, tons of space for every single one of your products, towels waiting inside for your convenience, and then of course you have the star of the show, the oversized rain head. Before you get into the bedroom area, you have two vital aspects of the room. On the left, you have the Four Horsemen. This one is a gin, a vodka, a tequila, and a rum. Below that, coffee maker with one of my favorite types of coffee in the Caribbean. And then below that, we have a properly stocked mini bar, 2 rows deep on all the most popular mixers: Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, 7-Up, Canada Dry, loads of water, and you have 2 full columns of Tecate. The other vital thing is the jacuzzi. Some people hate this location inside the room between the bed and the bathroom. I like it. Easy access from both the bed and the bathroom, plus it acts as a natural divider between the 2 spaces. When you get into the main room area, you have a king-size bed on the right. It is ungodly uncomfortable. It's absolutely brutal. On the flip side of that, we have a brilliant, vivid TV and 2 full luggage bay areas, great for keeping all your stuff centralized and organized. Transitioning towards the balcony, we have a love seat to the right. We have a breakfast nook, desk to the left. Accent art on both sides gives the area a little bit of personality and distinction. Because I am RIU Gold, there was champagne, strawberries, a note, and what looks to be maybe a wallet or card holder, which is a nice little touch. It's all about the little things, and plus it shows that RIU cares. I like that. And last but certainly not least is the balcony. Now, I'm not so sure that this is an upgrade. I think every room here has an ocean view. Perhaps not all are created equal. From this room, I pretty much have views of all the action, the entire courtyard, 3 of the 4 pools, the beach, and the ocean. Wow, that meal was insanely incredible for a RIU. It was downright great overall, and for a RIU, it was mind-blowing. I never saw that meal coming. Substantially better than Cristal the night before, which I never expected. I'm actually still in shock. That was not your typical Asian, Chinese, Japanese restaurant you find at a RIU. That was Thai, Korean, and Vietnamese. Lots of different options, decent portions, and most importantly, the food was absolutely great. Right now I'm hanging out in the lobby. There is a cocktail cart every night, and tonight's drink is a sayonara. Last night's drink was a mezcalita. So I'm just gonna hang out here for a few minutes, finish this cocktail. I'll probably come back down here in a couple hours for some nightlife.
I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around.
Superfecta update for you, and I'm off to a gigantic evening. I went to the coffee shop this morning, and it is one of my favorite coffee shops out of any RIU that I've visited. Again, very centralized and convenient, great use of space, right on the flip side of the lobby bar. Pick-me-ups, take-me-downs, and everything in between available throughout the entire day. A whole smorgasbord of treats, sweets, Mexican candies, sandwiches. I had a cappuccino and a latte, and it was the perfect way to start my day. After that, I went to the gym, and it is the best RIU gym I've experienced up until this point. Take from that whatever you want, true story. I will leave it at that. After that, I went down to the pools. I planned on having a full pool day today, but the vibe was much different, much more relaxed and tranquil than the days prior. Not a lot of action down there. I had a double cheeseburger and came back up to the room to get ready for this evening. Before dinner, I stopped by the lounge bar. Now, this place could very well change my entire perspective on this overall property. It's a victim of circumstance. I don't think anybody knows about it, but it is beautiful. It's large. The location is perfect. Right at the end of the property, beachfront, overlooks the courtyard, overlooks the pools, indoor seating, outdoor seating. It's vibrant, it's fresh, it's clean, it's upscale. Food in there until midnight. Foosball, billiards, computers. It has everything you could want. Again, I don't think anybody knows about it, and that is a shame because it is a gorgeous and really cool place to hang out. So that is your Superfecta update. Gym, coffee shop, pool, lounge. Now it's time for dinner, and I'm off to one of the most spectacular RIU buffets I've ever been to. It is right up there with RIU Palace Macau as the best RIU buffet I've ever experienced. That was obnoxious. That was so over the top. That was the best RIU buffet I've ever been to in my life. Tied with Macau. Macau's was classier. This had way more options. Usually, I'm lucky to find 1 or 2 things at a RIU buffet that I find enjoyable. Here, every turn, it was just nonstop deliciousness and delectables. I was obsessed with the entire thing. RIU, non-RIU, that buffet was absolutely great. Never in my life did I think I'd be saying this, but the food here, the food might actually be the silver lining. It might be the bright spot of this entire property. Usually, if you've been to one RIU entertainment show, you've been to all of them. And last night's was the same. A little bit better than what I've seen in the past, and absolutely a nice change of pace, but by no means must-see TV. Last night's show was an international show, and basically it highlighted different dances from around the planet. The most enjoyable part to me was the music. It was upbeat, awesome, fun, lively, engaging. The dancers had great attitude, and it was a light-hearted trip around the globe in 45 minutes. By the way, the tango, it's got to be the coolest dance ever, right? So cool, so classy. I need a tango partner, I think. All right, before I get to the negatives and the positives on this property, let me talk about why I did not upgrade to Elite Club. Really 5 reasons. First of all, the beach. I never upgrade based on the beach because I'm not a big beach person. Call it being spoiled living in San Diego for a decade, but I don't spend most of my trip there, so the beach upgrade doesn't mean a lot to me, and it certainly doesn't mean a lot here specifically at RIU Kukulkan. Number 2, the pool is absurdly small. There's nothing elite about it. When it is busy here on property, it is actually more of a detraction than attraction. Number 3 is that most, if not all of the rooms here are already ocean view. And since half of the levels are Elite Club, how elite can the rooms really be? Yes, you get the upgraded alcohol both in the rooms and around the property, but standard, the alcohol here is already the best I've ever encountered at any RIU. And lastly, the restaurant, that probably is amazing. It's only speculation, I can't say for sure, but my meal at the Elite Club at RIU Palace Barbaro was the best RIU meal I've ever had in my life. I can only assume that this one would be as good, if not better, but for me, the restaurant alone was not enough reason to upgrade. So RIU Palace Kukulkan, RIU's attempt at the Unicorn Resort, the perfect all-inclusive, how did they do? Let's talk negatives and positives. In an interesting twist, we're gonna do the positives right away. The first one would be the food. I am blown away by the food quality here. For an all-inclusive, it's really good, and for a RIU, it is phenomenal. I did not even upgrade to Elite Club, and I'm very satisfied with the food here at RIU Palace Kukulkan. As I said earlier, it may very well be the saving grace of this property, which I never thought I'd say. Number 2 would be the service. For a RIU, it is incredible, and overall, it is really, really great. By far the best service I've ever encountered at any RIU. And then finally would be the location. This is not my favorite location in Cancun, but it's one of my favorites. La Isla just steps away, live Aqua next door, really easy access to pharmacies. You got a 7-Eleven, an OXXO, and a Circle. Cocobongo Forum area is just a few miles away. You can walk it if you're feeling ambitious. Overall, this is absolutely one of my favorite parts of the entire Cancun area. So those are the positives, and now we have the negatives. I left them for last because I think they're the most important when it comes to this property. First of all is the beach. It is an abomination. Cancun beaches are some of the best in the Caribbean, and this beach is by no means a representation of what Cancun beaches are and should be. Number 2 is the pools. With a lackluster beach, you cannot have small pools or vice versa, and this property hits you with a double shotgun. Just one pool at RIU Cancun is bigger than all the pools here combined. I'm not sure what they were thinking, but there's no way this property can hit its full potential, its maximum peak, with the beach in that condition and the pools being this small. Number 3 would be just the overall experience. It wasn't in harmony. It just didn't align completely. I'm not sure if the crowd needs to become adjusted to the hotel or the hotel needs to adjust to the crowd. You know, some of the things weren't really advertised, like the lounge. It was a little hit or miss in terms of energy. Sometimes it was at a 10, sometimes it was at a 2. With all that being said, I'm rating RIU Palace Kukulkan a 3.5. This property has so much more potential, and with an improved beach and harmonized experience, this property could easily be a 4.5 or 5 overnight. At a price that's higher than Royalton Chic, with the small pools and lackluster beach, there isn't much room for error. RIU definitely has a lot of things going for it in terms of the food and the restaurants. I'm very much on board with RIU's future concept and vision. I can't wait to see what they do next. They continue to elevate the experience, but as you can see in this video, constructing the perfect all-inclusive resort, the Unicorn, it is not easy.